a good amount. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I was telling Justin that it's -5 right now.
Oh,
And it feels like -16 outside.
oof.
So yeah.
F that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wind chill can be a bitch.
But I don't have to be outside for anything. The kids
Right.
got the school canceled for tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
You know, I don't have to go in person to work, so we're good.
There you go.
Yeah. Alegre vengo de la montaña de mi cabaña. That's it.
Well,
As loud as fuck.
Yeah. So I guess we can take that as a celebration of something that happened about 5 days ago.
I wonder why would that be. However, before you start anything,
to the Nerd Archive podcast.
The little guy, Bilbo or Pippin, whatever the hell his name is.
Nintendo fans, I see a lot of people getting, just freaky corner.
no.
Oh,
It was,
Hey,
and I moved it up too.
you almost had it, man. You
I
almost
did. I almost did. It was great. It was great. On that note,
there you go.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Archive podcast. My name is Lewis. I have with me Justin, Yadi. Lola's a little bit under the weather,
No,
but she's here in spirit. So,
And in the chat.
she's
yes.
gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say she's
she's already
probably
there.
gonna be trolling in the chat. So
She's already there. She's asking me if I came out.
do it.
I came out a long time ago.
Wait, no. Hang on. Let's do this right. Let's do this right. Do it.
Listen, sometimes you gotta go to Wendy's and
You gotta give him that huck to it. Spit on that thing.
so you can get some free Wendy's. So
Yeah.
hey, listen, we started off with a bang. So
Hell yeah.
I got my fro going. So
Bang.
Yeah. It's
my heritage is coming out.
dude, all my like every side of my freaking hair is growing out. I gotta freaking cut it. I was actually supposed to, if I didn't have to work so early tomorrow, I would have done it after we were done with this, but it is what it is. Hey, some behind the scenes stuff. So yeah, for our first and only topic of this evening, the worst kept secret in all of video gaming has finally been released as of 5 days ago.
Xbox is selling. What? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Microsoft, don't kill me.
Although that wouldn't surprise me, considering that Microsoft is putting their games on like every other fucking system.
Yeah, do you think that's why TikTok got banned?
Who knows?
They revealed it. Everyone revealed it on TikTok.
Oh,
banned.
It was leaked. It was leaked to hell and back on every platform that you can imagine. And like I said, the worst kept secret in all of video gaming. And what's funny is like a lot of the early stuff that you saw, it was just you could tell it was just complete fucking bullshit. And it's just like people just pulling things out of their ass based on no information at all. But then some of them, like some things landed a little closer to home, and then some things were actually quite accurate. And we saw basically the final look of the console well before Nintendo finally dropped that 2-minute reveal.
Of course.
I mean, to be honest, I'm actually still quite impressed with, the changes that they've made. And what I find funny is a lot of people some people and certain publications are, well, I mean, most publications right now are just have kind of an overall negative attitude about the reveal of the Switch 2. And so, yeah, that's more or less what it looks like, except for the fact that like underneath the left stick, I think is blue, and underneath the right stick is like a red or an orange, something like that.
Yeah.
But generally, that's the gist of what you're going to see.
He said jizz. Before you continue with that, we did a cover on the rumors and all that, and I generated on AI a Nintendo Switch 2. And I put it as the thumbnail. Yeah.
Was that the one that had 2 screens on it?
No. So that was
one of them.
Yeah. So tell me that doesn't look exactly like the Switch.
The OG Switch, sure.
Yeah. It's pretty close. I mean, did you see the larger screen?
Yeah, I think the color scheme, as in like, sort of, and the thumbstick, it's on the right. The right one is in the wrong place, but even AI was literally just leaking shit.
I'd be willing to bet that that's where a lot of these people got some of their insider information. It's just like you throw it into Chat GPT or whatever fucking AI program you've got and say, here, give me this. And then they throw it out there and say, hey, my sources say this, and here's my no, sorry, no, that's not how.
No.
So yeah, no, a lot of that was fairly easily disproven. And I think when people really started hitting closer to home, I think that's when it finally took notice. I think it's safe to say that they were fairly disappointed by the leaks and that stuff that were coming out.
Right.
But at this point, from what I read, it didn't change their plans for announcing it.
Yeah.
So whatever, whatever date they had planned is whatever date they had planned. Like they weren't going to change it regardless. So,
of course not.
But like they did, from what I hear, I think we dropped that on a previous episode that they did send apparently out. Yeah, well, apparently, allegedly, not confirmed, I don't think, that they sent lawyers out to the CES booth that Genki had for their Switch 2 accessories.
Right.
Because they had an accurate mock-up of the Switch 2,
like a 3D mock-up.
Yep. Of how it's supposed to look, final render and all that stuff, and they were like, no, you can't do that, because this, like I said, the worst kept secret ever. And but what's funny is like a lot of this negative coverage that it's getting right now between people on Twitter and gaming outlets and things like that are just like, where's the innovation for this console? Oh, it's just an iterative upgrade from the Nintendo Switch. Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Why are they going to change that?
It's like, well, here's the thing. What most people don't seem to realize, they expect Nintendo to innovate and put some gimmick on their hardware every time they release new hardware. And while that's been the case since the Wii, they don't really innovate just for the sake of innovating, because that's how you wind up screwing yourself over. They made and learned from that mistake with the Wii U, because that just didn't work out all that well.
Of course not.
Also, and well, I mean, their lack of marketing also had a pretty heavy hand in that as well. But still, like, you can't. and that's the thing though. But it's not to say that the Wii U's concept wasn't good. It was really, really good. So I think if it had been marketed better than it was, it would have been a lot more successful than it had been. But like, you don't just want to innovate just for the sake of innovating. You want to go with something that you feel like that could work, taking a calculated risk in that respect. And that's why, say, the Wii was so successful. Like, you're learning that you can't. Nintendo basically figured out that they can't just simply compete on a power scale with the other two, because it's basically just the same old shit.
Right.
So you're basically having 3 consoles that are doing the exact same thing in the market, and you're not like what's the difference? Like, what sets you
at this
apart?
point, who's innovating really?
At this point, it's been Nintendo for like the last 20 years.
Right.
And
especially with the handheld. I think that because PlayStation's been trying to compete with that, and every time they do, it's like it doesn't land as Nintendo did.
Pretty much. There's been no manufacturer in the history of video games that has ever been able to take down Nintendo when it comes to the handhelds. Regardless, from the Game Boy all the way to what we have currently with the Nintendo Switch. It causes other people to try and imitate, but you're never going to take that market share from them.
No,
regardless. And people like to shit on the Switch, and now they're talking negatively about the Switch too. And there's like, oh, I'd rather have the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally or some shit. Okay, you wouldn't have those things without the innovation of the Switch, and they're still not selling as much as Nintendo is now.
I think those you can't compare much just because of how price difference and what they do, because it's more gears to adults than a Nintendo is.
Oh, true enough. But you also have to realize though, is that Nintendo is also with the release of the Switch, and now with the forthcoming Switch 2, they are kind of breaking into that market somewhat. Not as deep as some of these other manufacturers with their PC-based handhelds, but they are starting to cater a little bit towards the broader market in that sense. And to be honest, I honestly don't. I'm not going to pay attention to the negative crap about any of that, because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's an iteration of the previous generation of the Switch. They're building on what worked and fixing the things that needed to be fixed, and pretty much all that stuff. I'm starting to lose my thought here.
Well, I think what they're doing is, let's work on what we already have, and let's improve on that instead of creating something new.
Oh yeah.
Let's say, for example, Mario Kart. They have a more powerful console now. So what they do, right, which I would assume, right? But instead of giving it like extra graphics and this and that, like what PlayStation and Xbox do, let's work on the same games that we have, but make them more fun. Such as, like I said, Mario Kart, for what I saw on something that got not leaked, it was more someone accounted how many players you could have, how many characters, and it's about 24.
Oh yeah.
Instead of 12.
24 spots on the starting line, and I thought that was really cool. And you can be sure that graphically this new Mario Kart game is going to look a hell of a lot better. Like, honestly, anybody that says that it won't be and is just judging it based on what we saw in the 2-minute teaser is basically fooling themselves. Oh, it basically looks like Mario Kart 8 slightly upgraded. No. It's a pretty big step up in comparison to the Switch. So you can be sure, and they're going to leverage that hardware capability as far as they can take it, especially when it comes to their hard-hitting games like Mario Kart.
Do you think that they're going to be adding other characters from other franchises, how they did with Mario Kart 8?
Oh, they will. I can
like driving as Pikachu or Mewtwo, more like a Smash Brothers type of like.
That would sell very good.
I'm about 90% sure that they are going to add other characters outside of the original franchises. At some point, we're probably going to see, like, say, Captain Falcon or Samus or whatnot, because they threw Link in there. They threw characters from Animal Crossing in there. So
and Splatoon.
Yes, Splatoon as well. So, like, there's no restrictions there as far as who they can add into Mario Kart.
Right.
I don't think at this point they're going to go the route of Smash Brothers and getting third-party characters in, but I don't know that for sure. But I am 99% sure that they are going to be adding a lot more characters. So we're going to see something akin to Smash Brothers in that sense.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It is, and like you said, that Nintendo likes to innovate, and this looks like it's what people are saying that it doesn't look like they're innovating, but adding characters like that would be a way of them innovating, being like, I'm sorry, I don't care how much he weighs, but if Charizard's in as a driver, I'm using Charizard every single time. Or Lucario.
Lucario, I could see.
Yeah.
Charizard, I doubt.
I mean, they have Bowser.
Like Bowser that looks... Well, Charizard is bigger than Bowser, but...
You also have to realize that they shrunk Bowser down in order to get him to work for Mario Kart. Like,
I'm not going to be upset if they shrink down Charizard. Like, I'm really not going to be upset that the fact that he's sitting in the cart and then there's a hole behind the cart for his tail to come out.
Yeah, but his arms are too short.
Why are you shitting on this?
I don't see it happening, but but here's the thing. It's one of those never say never things, because a lot of people, I mean, consider this. A lot of people, when they first saw, I think it was Smash Brothers for Wii U and 3DS, when you had was it that one, or was it was it Brawl, where you had it was like a boss stage where you could fight against Ridley or something to that effect, and people were begging Nintendo to put Ridley in Smash, and Nintendo and Sora Limited were like, nah, he's too big a character, it wouldn't work, blah blah blah, and then they wind up putting him in Smash Ultimate. So that's like they shrunk him down and they made it work, which they went nuts over. So it's not to say that it can't happen, but I see Charizard as unlikely.
You're shitting on me. You're shitting on my shit.
They might put Charmin there for you, you know?
No, that's like going to a hooker for a hug. It feels nice, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Whatever, dude.
I don't know what else to tell you.
We won Charizard.
One of us does.
I'm sure a lot more people do.
Well, here's the thing. We can talk about what we want to see in the next Mario Kart, but at the same time, what I will say for you guys and the audience watching, temper your expectations, because it's like one of those. The whole thing with Smash Brothers, it's like they're trying to, every character under the sun, trying to, we want to get into Smash, especially since they started putting the third-party characters. Oh, put Goku
I don't
in
know
Smash.
what you want to smash, but it's not Charizard.
No. I'm not one of those.
Yo, Goku. Like, you imagine. Let's talk about third party.
Goku in Smash. No, fuck you.
No.
What about Ash?
In Mario Kart?
Ash Ketchum.
No, fuck that. Goku and Mario Kart, fuck
good.
that. Ash, I could see that. Ash
Why not Goku? Now you're shitting again.
No.
Why not?
It won't happen because you'll
might as well be using instant transmission from the beginning to the end.
They'd never put something like that in there. There you go. I honestly doubt that they'd be able to work something out with Toei.
Yeah, it's wishful thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure they tried. Maybe Sakurai and Sora Limited tried with Smash Brothers, but it's possible that they were just like, nah, we don't think this is going to work. And maybe they couldn't reach an agreement. I'm not really sure because I don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Contrary to popular belief, I don't have an uncle that works at Nintendo. Although I wished. But, what can you do?
You wouldn't be doing this podcast with us if you did. Let's be honest.
You don't know that.
I don't think we would ever met.
You don't know that for sure.
Listen, motherfucker, you think you would have had your job if you had an uncle that worked at Nintendo? Your ass would be working at Nintendo too.
I mean, it's certainly possible, and it's also certainly possible that I would have been a guest once or twice on the podcast.
No, fuck you. You don't want Charizard. Or Goku.
I don't want. Yeah, I know. Oh well.
But future Trunks, though. That's damn.
I mean, he's my character, but
I know that's why I said it.
Still no. Like I said, it's up to Nintendo and Toei to figure that out, but I just don't see it happening.
You know how many times we've said something in this podcast and it actually happens? To the point where we're like, are they listening to us?
It's one of those things that's certainly possible, and in those cases, I'm not above admitting that I'm wrong, and I'd love to be wrong in some of these cases.
I would love for you to be wrong.
Yeah.
The Pokemon ones.
You know what will be cool though? If they make the game like what everybody's doing now, making it with a seasons pass and whatnot, but just to unlock skins and like different stages,
like vehicle stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be cool to see. Like if they do something like that, but
cosmetic stuff. Yes, I can see. And then, well, I mean, if they continue to do it the way they'd been doing it, because they're from my experience, they're one of the few that does DLC the right fucking way. Whereas they're not holding back content to make you pay more money for a game you've already paid for that's already on the disc or on the cartridge. That's the scummy DLC shit that I don't fucking like. Whereas when you look at what they're doing, it's like they have the full game, it's ready to go, there's plenty of content, and yet once the game's released, they're immediately working on more stuff for the game itself.
What it used to be with DLC stuff.
The original
idea behind
base, base idea behind DLC. But then shit just got kind of out of hand. And that's the thing though, the only ones that I see that are still doing DLC seemingly like the right way, I suppose, would be like some of the original like live service games like Fortnite and things like that, because they're still putting out stuff to keep the game fresh.
Right. I remember when they would release a game, that game got Game of the Year, and throughout the year they had DLC packs, and then the next year you bought the Game of the Year edition, and it came with all the DLC packs. That was great, because what if people weren't able to buy the game when it was like the hype, and they're able to buy it the next year? None of that DLC packs are available. So you're like, okay, then why am I gonna, like, I bought this game thinking that I was gonna get I was gonna be able to buy the DLC pack so I can have a specific character, and now I'm shit out of luck. But then back in the day, you were able to. You just waited for the Game of the Year edition.
True enough. I think that's one of the few things that that's actually one of the few things that Nintendo doesn't do, and I don't think they've ever done that before.
No, like it's mostly like Xbox that did that.
I think PlayStation has done that a few times as well, and then like several third-party companies. I think I think the last one I think I can remember buying that was like a Game of the Year edition. Not so much a Game of the Year edition, but like a complete edition, so to speak, was like the first Destiny.
Yep. And then I remember buying like Fallout. I think it was Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. They had a Game of the Year edition, or Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah. No, actually, I just I tell a lie. Actually, I bought. Yeah, I know. I'm a big mark. I don't think that was the right context for that. But joke's on you. It was me all along. No, it was Horizon Zero Dawn. The Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition for PC.
Got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, sorry, we're derailing this. They're making a movie of that.
Yes. Oh yeah, I know about that. It was. I'm actually kind of disappointed because it was originally supposed to be a series.
That would have been nice, yeah. But I guess they get more money with movies.
Well, it all depends.
I don't know how all that works, but still, we're getting something from that. I thought the story was very good, and the game was very entertaining, and I never wanted to skip through the scenes. You know how you normally wouldn't want to skip through scenes and whatnot.
Oh, a game like that, yeah, a game like that. No matter how many times you play it, you do not want to skip through the cutscenes because it is an incredible game. I love the first one. Haven't played the second one yet. Haven't played the second one yet.
So good. Yeah, it's very good too. And then Helldivers too. They're making a movie.
Oh yes, I did hear some rumblings about that. Super interesting. I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. I want to see what kind of shit they can do with.
I think we talked about that when we were playing the game. Actually,
did we?
For this to be a movie or a show, yeah, or at least I thought in my head. I had a conversation with myself or someone.
They should make a movie. You're right. They should make a movie. Yeah, I think so. Or a show. I mean, a movie.
Yeah,
everybody has. Yeah, I think everybody has those kind of conversations from time to time. It's all good.
He was taking a shower talking to his dick.
Oh, you so kidding. It's so cold outside.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Not for kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Nope. No.
This show is not for kids, ladies and gentlemen.
Talking about not for kids and dicks. Did you know that the average man has about 2-3 inches hidden inside?
I've seen that TikTok video.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's why when I send pictures to my wife, I send her an X-ray so she can see the full thing. I waited to keep that joke. Even though she's watching, I didn't want to see her reaction. I kept her. Chris. My guy. You should join us.
Oh my God. I know
if you're available.
I know it's a little late for this one, but I got to do it.
The following contains violence, coarse language, and adult situations not suitable for minors. Viewer discretion is advised.
Brutal!
I just got a text from Sarah. What did you say about me, punk?
Oh man, yes.
I'll explain it later.
This is the type of shit that we get up to and what you can expect sometimes on our podcast. It is incredible and I love it.
Yeah. Chris, sorry you can't join us. It'd be cool. Just
God damn it, man.
Today
I know you
was a
can't.
chance to invite Ryan.
No, I'm good. Hey, Chris, I know you can. You said you can, but I just sent you the link just in case, you know? Just in case.
Hint, hint.
But it's there. It's on it's on Discord. But the Switch. That's really back.
Switch
yes,
too.
yes. Oh yeah. So from the looks of it, you saw the IR sensors on the new Joy-Cons. So it looks like, and you saw them kind of sliding around.
They look like mice.
Yes. So it looks like that
actual mice.
Right. So it looks like that rumored functionality has been mostly confirmed, which is going to be really cool. And the way the Joy-Cons attach to the Switch for this new hardware.
Update.
Oh yeah. I think that is going to be a lot better than the old rails from the first one. No.
This is a train wreck.
Yes, it is. It is. And all I'm going to say is I have seen that video once. Never again.
No. Or one man, one jar. Damn. I'm not going to explain that one on air.
Don't. I think
People
we
have
came
computers
very
that can Google stuff.
Yeah.
I think we've kind of stepped over the line when you highlighted that comment from Chris. So we're gonna walk ourselves back on that one.
Yeah.
So we can.
Thanks,
we
Chris.
can kind of. We can kind of push that envelope a bit more when we start doing archive after hours. And so that'll be kind of a bit more of a step further over that line for Patreon members that want to
laugh
to be a part of that to be a part of that crazy hijinks and shit.
El primero que se mueva es gay.
I have no idea what that was.
It's the first one to move. It's gay.
I thought it was my phone. I was like, I'm not watching anything. What the heck? I thought I was like hallucinating with my ears.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to it, I actually archived during dark ADD. Dude, there's enough of that during the actual fucking episodes, man.
Yeah. Especially this one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that when we did our meeting last week and I said there's a lot of things that I hold back. This is the type of shit I hold back.
A little bit.
Sometimes we're talking and I'm like,
yeah, it's like, should I? I probably shouldn't.
But
yeah. And
so
we do for good reason.
Yeah. The mice.
Yes.
And the way that it connects. It's magnetic this time.
Yes.
I think so. It didn't look like it had the magnets on it, but then again, I'm not sure like what's under like the plastic of the Joy-Cons themselves, or perhaps the inside of the main Switch console itself. So that could be something that they employ to keep those in place.
Yeah,
Right.
they made it kind of clear when they snap together.
Oh yeah. So it seems like they're going to go that route, and honestly, I like that look and that functionality better than the rail, the sliding rail that they did for the first one.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Well, I mean, mine still
when you
works,
see not my kids, but when you see other kids, they don't slide it off. They just pull it apart.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. But that's
especially
just
when it's made for kids.
Yeah, they don't press the button. They just like just just take the whole thing out.
They just yank the damn thing right out of the system,
and the extra connection that you put. You know how many times I've slid it on the wrong way, and it's like off centered.
Oh,
and I'm like, and then it's stuck that way. You gotta like press the button and yank it.
Slid it on the wrong way. Don't you mean slid it in the wrong way? I think that's a conversation you and your wife have to have.
Yeah, I said what I said.
Yeah, no, I think the new system. I think the new system is a lot better as far as the way the Joy-Cons attach. That's gonna be a good one. A lot of people are concerned because the electronics that connect from the Switch 2 to the Joy-Con is probably going to be like a breaking point, like a physical breaking point for that. Because some people might kind of twist it, and that piece might break off. Connection. But I'm pretty sure Nintendo's thought of that and kind of incorporated that thought process into their design. So I don't think we're going to have too much problems. But
I saw a video that explained how it works, and it has these two triggers in the back.
Oh yeah,
that pushes it off to break the magnet connection.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully, it's easier for the kids.
It's easier on the console, not having to buy all of them.
Yeah, I did. Kids be kids, and that's just a general observation. Like, kids are not gentle with anything electronics,
right?
Ever.
Especially now that things are so fragile.
Yeah.
Unless you train them since they're little, say, "Hey, you break this, I'll break you," and then they actually don't. They grew up knowing that not to do that.
There you go. That old school, that old school parenting thing.
That's what you want to hear. I don't know.
You want to break it? Smash it on the ground. There it is. I beat you to it.
The one thing I liked in the little demo video thing that they put, it's the focus they put on the Joy-Cons, how they are kind of cover a little bit more than the previous one, which hopefully helps with the stick drift if they still use the same module and whatnot. Because
I think
they changed that.
Oh yeah, that's an extremely common sticking point for a lot of people that own the Switch. It was stick drift, and I'm hoping, and a lot of people are hoping the same, if they go with Hall effect joysticks, then that should mostly eliminate the potential for drift. So
right,
if you guys haven't seen the trailer, I posted it on my TikTok, so you can just go on TikTok /Tier Factory TV, and it's on there. Plug.
There you go.
Because we have TikTok.
Oh yeah. We have a main channel too.
We do.
I need to start putting more of our.
I meant we still have TikTok.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't want to get too deep into this, but yeah, we have it for, based on what I've read, we have, while they figure their shit out, we have it for like another 45 days. Yeah,
I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm sure it's already figured out.
But like I said, that's the line right there.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, the improved kickstand, which is kind of minor. I mean, the kickstand on the OLED was actually a big improvement on the original one, because the kickstand on the original Switch fucking sucked.
I barely used it.
I didn't really use it either, but the few times I did use it, it didn't really, the way it was shaped to kind of fit the form of the console didn't really work out well, and it would just, like, the few times I did use it, it would just kind of tip over, and I'm just like, this fucking shit.
This one looks like it has different angles.
Right. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's metal, or do you think it's plastic again?
I think it's going to be plastic.
I hope it has like these rubber things on the bottom, so it doesn't slide. Since it had different angles, so it doesn't slide off.
Yeah, it could
You
be a
never know.
different material like that is kind of rubber.
Yeah.
The other thing that I saw, and not just in the reveal trailer, but also part of the leaks in that, was the second USB-C port on the top of the console itself.
Yep.
I'm actually kind of curious as to what they're going to do with that.
There's going to be more peripherals for it.
I think so, because there was a mock-up of of a second screen that attached to the top of the Switch 2 as a potential possible accessory. So to turn the Switch into more of like a DS if you're using like handheld. But I'm not sure how likely that is. I'd like to see it happen, but
someone made a joke and said, so if you play Pokemon on there, you can actually do transfers the old way. Connect it to another Switch.
Right.
A trade or battle.
That's definitely. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm pretty sure you could do that as well. But
at least like that USB-C on the top. One thing that actually fixes is the people that will play with it connected, like the kids that can't wait for it to be charged and they want to play on their own and not a TV. So having it connected from the top to charge while you use it.
Because a lot of kids, and even on phones, they rest it on their chest or whatever, and it bends the cable and it breaks. So I can see that being a selling point too.
Well, I mean, we can only speculate at this point because
right.
But still, you can add storage through USB-C. Hopefully,
they're going to be sticking with micro SD cards, and they support. I forget what they call it, but they support a new standard of micro SD cards, which right now they're not very cost effective. They're like super expensive, but
great.
Well, no, you can get like normal micro SD cards that are like high capacity, like 256 or 512. I think they have like 1 terabyte SD cards as well that you can get but those are like a fair bit more expensive. But yeah, you can get like standard micro SD cards that will work just fine in the Switch. But they've thought ahead to take advantage of, it looks like, this new standard in micro SD. So it should be an interesting one, cutting down on load times and stuff like that.
And we haven't talked about what I think is the best feature. The fact that you can play Switch games.
Backwards compatibility. Yes, I was just about to say that. And not just, I love that they did this. Almost full backwards compatibility, because some games won't be fully backwards compatible, but they're looking at near full backwards compatibility with not just physical but digital Switch games as well. So I love that.
And I think that the ones that are not compatible are the ones that you need a peripheral for. That the peripheral is not compatible with the new controllers.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah,
like the wheels and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think that's what I was reading about. That those are mainly the only games that are not compatible.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. So they've got. I think we did mention this early on in the episode. There is going to be. Here comes the Pokemon cards again. For those of you who don't know, those Pokemon cards are basically his fidget spinner.
They're like our mascot. They're almost since they've been in my desk. They've been on every episode,
pretty much. But yeah, no, I cannot wait for this direct in April. It's April 2nd specifically. It's going to be.
I'm glad they did it on the 2nd, not on the 1st. I'd be pissed.
That would have
April
been
Fools, motherfuckers.
I mean, there's still time for them to pull an April Fools if they want to try it on April 1st. But I think the actual direct will be on the 2nd. But who's to say they won't pull a fast one on the 1st?
The April Fool's joke is going to be like, that trailer? That's not the real console because people leaked it, so we changed it.
Yeah.
No, this is a new console, and then they change the
and
whole
it's shaped
thing.
at the Charizard.
The arms like the joysticks.
Yeah. And there's a hole in the back for the tail to come out.
That's the stand.
I was gonna say his arms are the joysticks, and it sits up like a statue. The arms are the joysticks, and you got to turn him upside down because the screen's on his butt.
Checks in the mail. Let's go.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
You gotta get Charizard like as a phone holder or like a Switch holder. 3D print it.
Oh, that'd be interesting if somebody could 3D print a Charizard statue Switch 2 holder with the fucking Joy-Cons.
But the problem is, hey, if you put the charger on the bottom, it's gonna look like a penis. So do it. We put a stamp on it. Nerd Archive approved.
Absolutely. We're just full of great ideas, folks.
$1 million ideas.
Oh, hell yes.
If I could afford a 3D printer, I'd be selling stuff on Etsy.
Oh, no doubt.
Nerdy shit.
Well, between that and I just don't have the fucking space for anything cool.
What do you mean you don't have the space for anything cool? Anything
besides
cool?
Besides these, yeah. No, I'd
Dragon Balls.
I would love to have a maker space with 3D printers and stuff like that because it would be so fucking cool. But
I think one of the coolest 3D printed things I've ever seen is the characters Pokeballs.
Oh yeah.
That they have something on the Pokeball that is specific to a character. Like Charizard has the tail on the back and the wings. Huh. And then Venusaur has the sprout on top of the Pokeball. So those are pretty cool. And they're 3D printed.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll find the link to it and I'll send it to you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's on Etsy also, but I saw a video of it. And I haven't seen any videos of that creator in a while. The For You page changes sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's another one that I haven't seen in a while. Speaking of Pokemon, where there was one guy who was basically just like, let's print them all. And he was like using his 3D printers to print the original 151 Pokemon, which I thought was super cool.
That is cool.
I think I've seen some of those videos from him.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen any of his videos in so long. Like, yeah, my For You page is kind of fucked.
It's the algorithm changed, so now since I came back, it feels more like the OG TikTok with like smaller creators and people dancing and things like that. It's like their servers kind of did a reboot.
Yeah, see, I was never big on the TikTok dance trends thing.
Neither was I. It's just it was either something funny or people dancing.
I've been getting a lot of Reddit stories on my For You page over the last few days or so.
Yeah, so have I. It's also because we talked about Reddit stories and Big Man's listening.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Yeah. Talking about they can hear you, on the day that TikTok was going to go dark, I came across a video of someone saying, you know what, someone should send us off in the Dragon Ball narrator voice. And I know you two saw it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I did the voice for it, and I thought it was pretty close. I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't nothing
pretty good.
I didn't think it was like anything like him, but I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Hey,
I was proud of that one.
You gave it a shot. You know, how many other people would?
I was also driving.
Yeah, that I noticed.
Yeah. So, but I don't watch them. I listen to them on my drive. Like sometimes I get bored of music because I've been listening to music at work all day. So every time I hear the video start over, I just scroll up.
It's the addiction.
Yeah, pretty much. I was terrible on the day it was dark. I was on Pinterest looking at things. I heard this. I can't take credit for this. It was Chris's wife. She said a joke and said, "I've been on Zillow looking at rich people's houses because I'm so bored."
I do that too sometimes.
Yeah.
Lola in the chat, Lewis making dancing TikToks might get us more viewers.
I would, but I won't. But I won't.
Yeah, no.
Because these dance moves are for my wife.
Just do it!
Do it.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
And
Meme Central.
The answer to that is
This motherfucker! Infinite void! Ha! I hope you like brain damage, cupcake!
Where did that come from again?
It's from TikTok.
Interesting.
Yes, you can see your comments.
Yes, we see everything.
Why? Like this one?
Everything.
I think because she has she has had a few comments and we responded to it with just like two.
Oh yeah.
She felt bad.
That is what it is.
We saw him late.
No,
well, I mean, we get so engrossed in the conversations that we're having that sometimes we don't see some of the comments, which it's going to happen. So,
well, let's go back.
There might be a delay.
Yeah, Justin, you're doing a wonderful job as crushing his dreams, and excited for that Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, absolutely. Let
me make sure that I put him. I just wanted to make sure our bases are covered.
Oh man, I gotcha. So reeling it back a little bit, let's do some speculations.
Charizard's gonna be Mario Kart.
We already went over that, and I kind of crushed your dreams on that one.
You did.
Let's
go shit on yourself.
Hopefully they have an OLED screen starting and not making it just like a regular LCD, and then making an OLED one a year after
you buy the first one.
Yeah.
Based on some of the leaks that I've seen, I'm thinking that they might wind up going that route, doing just like your normal bog standard LCD screen just to save on cost. Because a lot of people are saying that it's probably going to be somewhere around $400, which I that's kind of what I expect considering all the other tech that they put into it. And there was one leak that I saw. Oh yeah, well there was one leak that I saw. Take this with a massive fucking grain of salt at this point, folks. But one leak was saying that the base model is going to be like $450. And the Mario Kart bundle was going to be like $500, and I'm just looking at that, and there's no way they're going to price it like that. And if they do, there aren't going to. you're going to still get people buying it, and I will probably still buy it day one because I want the fucking console anyway.
Right.
So, but it's just like,
But
$400 is a hard enough pill to swallow. I think that's kind of like the kind of the high end of what people would want to spend on a system like this. $450 is really kind of pushing it for a good number of people.
I think that it'd be cool if they, if you want to release it with the LCD, but release it with an OLED also, like 2 different versions at the same time. Like not
that'd be an interesting one, you know.
Like not like Yadi like said. It's like you get one this year, and then 4 or 5 months later, which a year later you can justify. Okay, maybe I can just get another one for the other room. But like 4 or 5 months later, you're like, I'm still paying it on Klarna. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but the gap between the Switch and the Switch OLED, I think, was like about 3.5 to 4 years.
Yeah, it was a bit.
So it's not so that's not like, if they wind up going that route, it's not beyond the realm of possibility. But like I said, I don't think it should be any more than 400.
But you also know that Nintendo doesn't like to release anything that they haven't tested for a while. Unlike the other two. But now that they have the technology pat down, and I never heard anything wrong with the OLED console. So I think that now that they have it, they don't have to test it too much because it's already there.
Oh yeah. Ryan Labarge in chat, bring back the Wii U. I doubt that, and I would just kind of say, nah. I mean, I enjoy the Switch U. I mean, that'd be an interesting one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the console. It was great, and I had a ton of games for it, but... And once again, I've said it before, that console deserved way better than it got.
Yeah, I enjoyed using that one.
I never had that one.
Why not, man?
It's funny. I didn't have a Nintendo console since Nintendo 64. After that, it was handheld. What I always had, but like an actual console. Lola had the GameCube, but it was in her room, and I didn't play much on it other than Def Jam, which I hear that they're doing a new one, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I know a couple of rappers are not gonna be on there.
Well, I was gonna say, getting back to speculation. So let's go into games, launch titles. What do you think?
Metroid.
Some Zelda game.
I don't think Zelda is going to be a thing unless it's a remake or a remaster.
It could be a remaster of something that they just did. Not just did, but maybe Breath of the Wild, maybe as a remaster for the new one, if it has any better graphics.
Well, they could do. I mean, they could do what some of the other publishers have done and like released like an upgraded version of the game. So like if you already have the game, you pay like an extra $5 or $10 and say, here you go, you get the updated version for the Switch too. But I don't like, as far as that, like, I'm not sure how much more they can do. And Ryan Labarge in the chat, Zombie U was underrated. Yes, it absolutely was underrated. And Pikmin is another underrated franchise that I think should see another game. But we haven't had Pikmin for that long, so I don't see Pikmin being anything for launch. I want to say Yadi mentioned Metroid. We do have Metroid Prime 4 coming fairly soon, so I think we're going to see that could wind up being cross-gen.
Right. Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping, because Nintendo doesn't really do a lot of cross-gen. I think they did like maybe one cross-gen game going into the Wii U, and they did one going into the Switch. I forget. No, they did one going into the Wii from the GameCube, which was Twilight Princess, and then they did it again with the Wii U going into the Switch, which was Breath of the Wild. But beyond that, they don't really do a lot of cross-gen stuff.
Right. I think that we're going to get a Mario title, a Smash Brothers.
I'm
with Charizard.
Well, I'm less sure about Smash Brothers than I am with a lot of the other stuff. So
you can't use Charizard in the Smash Brothers right now.
Say less.
Just, you know.
I was gonna say, if you haven't gotten it yet, you should get Smash Ultimate, because that is a really good game.
I don't want to get smashed. I'm okay.
I mean,
you love that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I figured that was your wife's job, you know.
You gotta give him that huck to it. Spit on that thing.
Yeah, no. People know what we're talking about, and yeah. But yeah, no, you should definitely get Smash Brothers Ultimate. It's a good one. I need to get back into playing it, because I definitely want to finish the story mode that they have on there. I love that they finally, put a story mode in the game since what was that last one? Subspace Emissary for Smash Brothers Brawl, which I thought was really cool.
I think we should do what we've talked about for a long time, a Mario Kart game night. So if you are watching us and you want to be part of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to go onto our Discord.
Absolutely.
And let us know if you want to do a Mario Kart. Because if you're watching this, I think you're a Nintendo fan, because you clicked on it because you saw the Switch.
Yep.
So I think that if you want to, just let us know on there. Or on here. Let us know.
I mean, we should do
in the comments.
I mean, we need to do a Mario Kart game night no matter what. So however many or however few.
But I want them to join.
Oh, I know. The more the merrier. I get it, but it's like yeah. Well, I was talking to Sarah when we were at work, and she was like, "Yeah, we need to."
That's why I brought it up, because she told me.
Mm-hmm. I figured that was going to come up at some point.
Yeah. She's like, "Hey, I don't care if you join, but we're going to play Mario Kart." I'm like, "Great."
Oh yeah. And so yeah, pretty much anybody from the Creators Club that has a Switch that has Mario Kart is open to join as well. And then if we can get members of the community that want to jump in and race with us, then
also soon we'll play some Marvel Rivals. So we need some people.
Lola says she still has the game and the GameCube.
Nice.
Are you talking about Def Jam? Because you need to come over and bring that. Gonna use Snoop Dogg. Maybe not. Moving on.
That game was never my jam. Hey.
Nah. Hey. You must be deaf.
No. Maybe 20 years down the line I might. I don't know.
Huh?
You can hey. I think we're starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel here. So
yeah, I think that we're. If you are watching this, and you obviously, because you wouldn't be answering this if you weren't, let us know in the comments what do you think it's going to be included in, like, features or anything like that in the new Switch 2, or what games are you excited for that you hope that are launch titles. So just let us know. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button also, so you can get and that notification bell thingy.
Oh yeah.
So that way you can know when we go live.
Absolutely. And to add on to that, for even more superbly nerdy content, you can also check out Nap Reacts, which premieres every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. So some more awesome stuff, and we're always looking for new ideas to do stuff and put out content. So we'll be doing more going into the future, as it were. So but yeah, at the end of the day,
click all the things.
Do you guys have anything else?
All good here.
No,
yeah,
sounds good.
We're all set.
Well, you have been watching the Nerd Archive podcast. My name is Lewis. Justin, Yadi, we miss Lola. We'll see you next week. Deuces.
Bye.
All right. You have a good night.
I'm Batman.